Okay, think about just staying comfortable, inside.
Yeah,
Whether it's super hot out or freezing cold,
right.
our HVAC systems, they're really central to that. And they're getting smarter, more efficient all the time, trying to save energy, improve air quality, cut down costs.
Exactly. And today we're going to kind of pull back the curtain on something crucial, but maybe a bit overlooked.
Yeah. Well,
The pressure sensor within those
oh,
systems.
okay. Pressure sensors.
Yeah, we're doing a deep dive specifically into the pressure sensor market for HVAC heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. We're working from a market research report published back in February 2025. It really digs into who the key manufacturers are, what the market looks like now, and where it's heading.
Got it. So our mission here basically is to pull out the really important stuff from that report,
Mm-hmm.
give you a clear picture of these sensors, who's making them, who's leading the way. Kind of a shortcut to understanding this vital piece of HVAC tech.
Sounds good. So let's start with the big picture, the market itself. What's the report say about, the size and the expected growth?
Okay, so back in 2024, the market was already pretty significant. USD 2.31 billion.
Wow, okay, not small.
Not small at all. But here's where it gets really interesting, the projections. They see it growing quite a bit. By 2032, the forecast is USD 3.98 billion.
Okay, 2.3 to nearly 4 billion. That's substantial growth.
It is. And the report puts a number on that growth rate, a compound annual growth rate, or CAGR, of 7.00%.
7%. Okay, that's a healthy, steady expansion year over year.
Definitely indicates a dynamic market.
Right.
So why? What's actually driving this growth? Why the increasing demand for these HVAC pressure sensors?
Well, there are a few key things pushing it. Number one is the big push for energy efficiency in HVAC systems.
Right. Everyone wants to save energy, lower bills.
Exactly. And alongside that, you've got stricter regulations coming into play, demanding better performance and lower energy use from heating and cooling systems.
Okay, so efficiency and regulations.
Mm.
Makes sense. And I guess the tech itself is improving too. These aren't your grandpa's sensors.
No, definitely not. Sensor technology itself is advancing rapidly. They're getting more accurate, more reliable. But what's really fascinating is how this little component, the pressure sensor, connects to these huge trends,
Like what?
like the rise of smart buildings and the Internet of Things, IoT.
Ah, right. Everything's connected now.
Precisely. Modern HVAC systems are getting plugged into these wider building management networks. And those systems need really good data to work smartly. That data often comes from sensors like these pressure sensors. It's kind of an aha moment when you realize just how critical they are for making buildings efficient and, smart.
Okay, so they're not just a tiny part. They're actually pretty fundamental to making the whole HVAC system work well. Can you break down why they're so critical? What exactly do they do?
Sure. So at its heart, a pressure sensor is constantly checking the pressure levels inside the HVAC system in real time. This constant feedback lets the system adjust itself to run optimally. It ensures safety, yes, but also peak efficiency. It's about getting accurate readings for both air pressure and the pressure of fluids like refrigerants.
And how does that actually benefit someone, living or working in a building with one of these systems? What's the payoff for you?
Well, several things. Accurate pressure data means the system can be fine-tuned. It runs only as hard as it needs to.
So energy savings.
Direct energy savings on your bills, exactly. They also help maintain good indoor air quality by making sure things like ventilation and air filters are working correctly based on pressure drops.
Okay, air quality too.
And maybe less obvious, but really important, they can help spot problems early. Like if the pressure is off somewhere it shouldn't be, it could signal a leak or a blockage. Catching that early saves on potentially big repair costs later, reduced maintenance costs.
Right, predictive maintenance almost. Okay, so growing market driven by efficiency and smart tech, and these sensors are vital. Now, the report identified the leaders, the big companies. Who are we talking about?
Yeah, according to the report, the top 5 established manufacturers in this space are Honeywell International Inc.,
Okay, big name.
Siemens AG,
Another giant.
Johnson Controls Inc., Schneider Electric SE, and Emerson Electric Co.
Okay, yeah, those are definitely heavy hitters in industrial tech and building controls. Let's maybe unpack them a bit. Starting with Honeywell, what's the report say about their position in this specific market, HVAC pressure sensors?
So Honeywell is clearly identified as a leader. big time. Their overall sales in 2023 are huge, like USD 36.5 billion total.
Wow.
But specifically for HVAC pressure sensors, their segment brought in USD 920 million.
920 million just from these sensors.
Yep. And that gave them a really dominant market share, 23%.
23%, nearly a quarter of the whole market. What makes them so strong here? What are they doing right?
The report points to a few things. First, their product range is really innovative and broad. They offer different types like differential sensors, absolute gauge.
What's the difference, quickly?
Well, differential measures the pressure difference between 2 points, like across an air filter to see if it's clogged. Absolute measures pressure relative to a perfect vacuum, important for refrigerants maybe. Gauge measures relative to atmospheric pressure. So having all these means they can cover lots of different needs within an HVAC system.
Got it. Flexibility.
Exactly. They're also really leveraging IoT, the Internet of Things. Their sensors feed data for real-time monitoring, even predictive maintenance alerts. The report actually claims their sensors have like 15% better accuracy and respond 20% faster than competitors.
Bold claims.
They are. Plus, they have specific product lines like their EcoSensor series focusing on being eco-friendly. And they've built strong strategic alliances with the big HVAC equipment manufacturers. Oh, and lots of R&D focus, especially on making sensors smaller miniaturization and using new advanced materials.
Okay, so it sounds like they're hitting it from multiple angles.
Yeah.
Tech innovation, breadth of product, connectivity, partnerships, R&D. Pretty comprehensive. What about Siemens, another global giant?
Absolutely. Siemens AG, their total revenue in 2023 was around USD 80.17 billion. Huge company.
Right.
In the HVAC pressure sensor market specifically, their sales were about USD 730 million. That puts their market share at 19%.
19%. So it's strong number 2 behind Honeywell. What are their key strengths in this area?
Well, their global reach is massive. Obviously, operating in over 200 countries helps. They're known for high-precision sensors, often with digital interfaces.
Why is digital important here?
It makes integration much easier and more reliable with modern building management systems or BMS. Think cleaner data transmission compared to older analog signals. It's crucial for sophisticated control. The report actually suggests using their sensors can cut HVAC energy consumption by up to 25%.
Wow, 25%. That's huge.
It's a big number, yeah. They attribute it partly to smart calibration features and sensors that can diagnose themselves. They also integrate tightly with their own building management platform, Desigo CC. And like Honeywell, they have a green sensor initiative focusing on environmentally friendly components.
Okay, so Siemens sounds very focused on precision, digital integration, and tying it directly to significant energy savings and sustainability. Got it. Let's move to Johnson Controls. What's their slice of the pie?
Johnson Controls Inc. reported revenue of about USD 22.95 billion in 2023. Their HVAC pressure sensor division accounted for USD 550 million of that.
Okay, putting them at.
14% market share. So still a very significant player.
Definitely. And what sets them apart, according to the report?
The big emphasis for them seems to be on reliability and durability, making sensors that last and just work. And also seamless compatibility with smart HVAC systems. They really push the energy efficiency angle of their high-performance sensors, too.
Any specific tech they highlight?
Yeah, they mentioned their IntelliSensor series. This uses AI algorithms, artificial intelligence.
AI in sensors now.
Apparently so. For optimizing system performance and detecting faults even earlier. It's about making the system smarter using the sensor data. They're also actively looking at partnerships focused on net zero building solutions, so very future focused there.
AI, net zero. Definitely sounds like they're looking ahead.
Okay,
next on the list was Schneider Electric.
Right, Schneider Electric SE. Their 2023 total revenue was USD 37.69 billion, and the HVAC pressure sensor part of that was USD 480 million.
Okay, and the market share for Schneider.
That comes out to 12%, so another double-digit share player.
And their key characteristics in this market.
They offer a really comprehensive range of sensors, specifically designed for smart HVAC. Advanced diagnostics built in, wireless connectivity options. That's a big plus for retrofits or difficult installations.
Right, less wiring.
Exactly. And huge integration with their own big platform, EcoStruxure. It's all about providing that unified building management approach. They also have a specific line, the UltraSense series, noted for, again, precision and durability. And, similar to Siemens, a strong stated commitment to sustainability and meeting environmental standards.
Seeing that sustainability theme again, interesting. Okay, rounding out the top 5 was Emerson Electric.
Yep. Emerson Electric Co. Their total sales in 2023 were USD 17.49 billion. The HVAC pressure sensor segment contributed USD 410 million.
Which gives them what share?
10% market share, right on the button.
Okay. And what's Emerson known for in this space?
Primarily precision and durability again. Those seem to be table stakes at this level. They have their Precision Flow series, which incorporates IoT connectivity and advanced analytics using the data intelligently. They're also investing in AI, like Johnson Controls, to boost performance and enable predictive maintenance. The report flags their strong focus on, well, innovation generally and building strategic partnerships.
So it sounds like all these top five, while having slightly different focuses, are hitting similar points. Precision, reliability, smart features, connectivity, often sustainability.
Exactly. And the report seems to evaluate them on a pretty consistent set of criteria.
Right. What are those main factors the report uses to compare them?
Well, obviously, revenue and market share are the headline numbers, showing their scale and dominance. But beyond that, it looks at their product portfolio, the range of sensors, the features they offer, how well they fit into modern intelligent systems. Then there's technological innovation. Are they using advanced materials? How good is the accuracy? Are they shrinking the sensors? Integrating IoT effectively? Stuff like that.
Okay. Innovation is key.
Definitely. And then their global presence. Can they serve markets worldwide? How much are they investing in R&D to stay ahead? And finally, who are they partnering with? Those strategic alliances are really important in this industry.
Got it. So it's a mix of current strength, product quality, innovation pipeline, and strategic positioning. Makes sense. Now, it's not just these big five, right? The report mentioned emerging players.
Yes, absolutely. It's not a closed shop. The report identifies several other companies that are, challenging the leaders or making significant inroads.
Okay, who are some of these up-and-comers?
Companies like ABB Ltd., TE Connectivity Ltd., Sensata Technologies Inc., Infineon Technologies AG, and ST Microelectronics NV.
Okay. Some familiar names there, too. Maybe from slightly different areas of electronics or industrial tech. How are they trying to compete? What's their angle against the established giants?
It's usually a mix of things. Often they're bringing specific technological innovations, maybe from their core expertise. They might be expanding strategically into new regions. There's often a strong focus on sustainability as a differentiator. And sometimes simply offering very competitive pricing. They're finding niches and pushing hard.
Can you give some specific examples, like what's ABB doing?
Sure. ABB is highlighted for smart, energy-efficient sensors, again with IoT built in, and self-calibrating features, which is pretty neat. They're also specifically targeting expansion in places like Asia and South America.
Okay. What about TE Connectivity?
TE is known for miniaturization, making really small, high-accuracy sensors. They focus hard on energy efficiency and reliability and often work closely in partnership with HVAC equipment makers.
Sensata.
Sensata's angle seems to be more on cost-effective, but still durable solutions. They're also incorporating AI for monitoring and are actively expanding their reach geographically: Europe, North America, Asia.
And Infineon and ST Microelectronics, they're big semiconductor companies, right?
Exactly, and they're leveraging that expertise. They're deep into MEMS technology, microelectromechanical systems.
MEMS.
Think incredibly tiny mechanical parts built onto silicon chips, like sensors. This allows for ultra-thin, very low-power sensors. They're pushing IoT integration hard and often collaborating on broader smart building projects.
Yeah.
ST Micro specifically focuses on durability and accuracy, too, with digital sensors featuring self-diagnostics. They're really aligning with those smart HVAC trends.
So it sounds like these emerging players are often leveraging a specific tech advantage, like MEMS from Infineon and ST, or focusing on partnerships like TE, or aggressive expansion like ABB and Sensata. Interesting strategies. Now, flipping it around, if a totally new company wanted to jump into this market today, what advice does the report offer? What strategies should they focus on?
The report lays out a few key areas. Number one, focus on the hot technologies. That means developing MEMS-based sensors, advanced digital monitoring systems, and definitely IoT-enabled devices. That's where the demand is heading: intelligent, connected, sustainable solutions.
Okay, ride the tech wave. What else?
Energy efficiency and cost effectiveness are absolutely critical. You have to compete. This means sourcing components, smartly finding affordable but still high-quality parts.
Makes sense. Any geographic advice?
Yeah, the report points strongly towards growth opportunities in Asia Pacific and Latin America. Think rapid urbanization, lots of new construction, industrial growth. So maybe setting up local manufacturing or partnerships there could be a smart move.
Target the growth regions.
Right. And also consider targeting specific segments like commercial and industrial HVAC, which have complex needs. And finally, really emphasize sustainable practices in manufacturing and eco-friendly designs in the products themselves. That's increasingly important to customers.
Okay, so focus on MEMCO, be efficient and cost-effective, look at Asia, Latin America, maybe target commercial industrial, and be green. Sounds like a solid playbook.
It's a good starting point, yeah. It shows where the opportunities likely are for newcomers trying to carve out a space in this pretty competitive but growing market.
All right, let's try and wrap this up then. If we boil down everything we've talked about from this deep dive into the HVAC pressure sensor report, what are the main takeaways for you?
Okay, I'd say first, this market is definitely growing and growing significantly. That 7% CAGR is real. It's being pushed mainly by the need for energy efficiency and the whole smart building trend.
Got it. Growth is strong.
Second, the top five, Honeywell, Siemens, Johnson Controls, Schneider, Emerson, they really dominate right now. They've got the scale, the product lines, the R&D, the global reach.
The incumbents are strong.
Very. But third, they aren't untouchable. There's a lively group of emerging competitors, ABB, TE, Sensata, Infineon, STMicro using innovation, targeted strategies, and sometimes their specific tech expertise like in semiconductors to challenge them.
So competition is heating up.
Definitely. And fourth, for anyone new wanting to enter, the path seems to involve focusing on those advanced techs like MEMS and IoT, being lean and cost-effective, looking at high-growth regions, and really leaning into sustainability.
Okay, great summary. So if you've been listening, maybe you never thought much about that little sensor inside your AC unit or furnace. But now, hopefully, you've got a much better handle on just how important it is, the technology involved, and the companies driving its evolution. You've really got an inside look at a key part of the HVAC world through this deep dive.
Right. And that actually leads to a good final thought for you to chew on. Considering how fast sensor tech is moving and this relentless push for smart, sustainable buildings, what do you think? What future innovations, maybe something we haven't even talked much about today, will really shake up this HVAC pressure sensor market in the next, say, 10 years? Definitely something to ponder.